In 1963, a broke 16-year-old Mike Kittredge was thinking of how to make money for the fast-approaching Christmas. He was not thinking how to be a billionaire. Mike just needed some little cash to enjoy Christmas and buy his mother a Christmas gift. Guess what he did? Hey everyone, and welcome to Booked, where we inspire others with inspiring stories. Today we'll look at 10 companies that started from the garage. We hope their stories inspire you. Number 10, Yankee Candles. Number 10 on this list would be Yankee Candles. Yes, the sweet-smelling candles that make over $1 billion yearly in revenue started from very humble beginnings. What was your guess from the introduction? Now let's see how a candle changed the life of Mike Kittredge forever. With an empty pocket, Mike Kittredge was worried about how the fast-approaching Christmas holidays would turn out. Plus, he couldn't buy his mom a Christmas present. In the midst of all the worries, the idea of making colorful and sweet-smelling candles struck. That was quite a brilliant gift idea for a woman. We can all agree that women like colorful and sweet-smelling items, be it a flower or a box of makeup. Mike Kittredge must be a romantic fellow to have come up with such an idea. Well, to cut the story short, Mike gathered his crayons and some wax from the candle on their last dinner and poured them into a milk container. Boom! A colorful candle with a nice scent was formed. A female visitor who had just visited their house saw it and asked to buy it. Of course, yelled the broke Mike. Mike made 2 more candles from the money he made, sold to another person, and not before long, Mike converted his family garage into a candle store. He made tons of money that Christmas and decided to grow the business. From being broke to selling a candle for about $1 to a visitor, Mike would later sell his candle business for over $500 million in less than 30 years of operation. Today, the business is worth billions. Number 9, Lotus. One of the premier manufacturers of racing cars in the world, Lotus vehicles date back to 1948, when Collin Chapman built his first car from the garage of his girlfriend. His girlfriend must have found him boring. I mean, when they should be having fun, Collin would prefer to be busy in the garage. On a serious note, considering the success that Lotus has achieved, one may not imagine that it was initially a one-man idea started from the garage of his girlfriend. But Collin Chapman was an engineer, so he had the experience and technical know-how to manufacture the first Lotus vehicle. After launching the first ever Lotus in 1948, he invited his classmate Colin Dare to become his partner. Sadly, Collin Chapman died of a heart attack in December 1982 at age 54, but Lotus continued to achieve great things. After the death of Collin Chapman, Lotus has been sold a couple of times in a bid to save it from financial troubles. Initially acquired by General Motors for over £22 million, General Motors later sold it for $30 million to a Luxembourg car dealer. And then it was sold to Proton and is currently being owned by Japanese company Geely and Renault Nissan-Mitsubishi Alliance. With a vision to manufacture only electric cars by 2028, both companies have committed over $2 billion to make this happen. Number 8, Harley Davidson. The revolutionary US-based bike company comes next in the list of companies that started from the garage but became successful. Just as the name suggests, Harley Davidson is the name of the founders. There was one Harley and 3 Davidson. Harley was the originator of the idea, while the Davidson brothers were his allies. They all had one thing in common: they loved bicycles. William Harley even took a job at a bicycle manufacturing company at the age of 15, where he learned bicycle fitting and drafting. He would go on to work as a draftsman at Barth Manufacturing Company, where he designed his first combustion engine. As a 20-year-old, Harley designed a tiny engine that wasn't very much efficient for a commercial bike. But he had an idea of what he wanted to achieve. By getting the Davidson brothers on board, they went on to produce a more efficient engine that was good enough to even feature for a racing competition. Harley and the Davidsons initially started from the garage of their mutual friend, but when they achieved a milestone, they moved the operation to Davidson's backyard, where they constructed a shed for their operations. Fun fact: the current headquarters of Harley Davidson is sited at the same location, the backyard of the Davidsons where it all started. They started off selling a few units, but today they manufacture well over 200,000 units of bikes, and with an estimated market cap of over $6 billion. Number 7, Maglite. This is the torchlight company lighting up the American dream. Frustrated from the lack of jobs, Anthony Maglite moved away from New York to the West, where he finally got a job to operate a lathe. As a believer in the American dream, Maglite saved around $125 and made a down payment for a lathe. Aside from operating another man's lathe, he wanted to also have his own and run it as a side business. So he started a small shop at his house and worked from there when he's not at his workplace. Because he was experienced in types of machinery in general, he also got other machine-related jobs. The idea for Maglite came when he got a contract to supply some components to a torchlight manufacturer. Maglite was dismayed by the quality of the products being sold. He set out to make a difference and started producing quality torches. Initially, he was just selling to law enforcement agencies like the police and firefighters, but soon civilians started getting attracted to the powerful, shiny, durable torch. Relentless Maglite will follow his invention with a rechargeable version of the torch. Today, the torch is being sold in over 80 countries. Now 91 years old, Anthony Maglite is estimated to be worth over $600 million, and his company is still in the business of lighting the American dream. Number 6. Mattel. Mattel is a global force in the toy industry, with varieties of products like Barbie fashion dolls, doll apparel, accessories, Disney costume toys, and so on. Whatever the toy needs of your children are, Mattel is a one-stop shop for you. Rated as the second largest toy company in the world today, Mattel started from humble beginnings. Originally started by Elliot Handler and Harold Matson in 1945, they were both making frames and dollhouse furniture from the garage. But Harold Matson encountered a severe health challenge that made him sell off his share of the company. With only Elliot Handler alone in the business, Handler's wife Ruth stepped in and took over Matson's role. 2 years later, the company made its first toy hit called Yuka-Doodle and would go on to make over $5 million in sales by 1952. In 1997, it made a total of $4.8 billion and has since then made sales worth billions. Number 5. Under Armour. Under Armour is a sports company that makes over $5 billion in revenue yearly from manufacturing and sales of sports equipment, footwear, sports and casual wear, and other sports utilities. This multi-billion-dollar company was started by 24-year-old Kevin Plank in 1996. He was the special teams captain for the University of Maryland's football team. Just as you expect, he started the business from the garage of his grandmother in Washington, D.C. He would make some apparel and carry them around in the trunk of his vehicle looking for buyers. He made his first major team at the end of the first year and made around $17,000. With enough cash to double up, Plank moved from his grandmother's basement to Baltimore. By 1997, he had aroused the interest of people and had a waiting order of over $100,000. He moved into his factory in Ohio, and today the rest, they say, is history. Number 4. Spanx. The idea of Spanx struck Sarah Blakely while she was working as a door-to-door fax machine salesperson. She spent the next 2 years while still at her job trying to figure out the idea. She tried to raise funding for the business but failed, so she decided to start small. Sarah Blakely started her business with $5,000 she saved from her work. She converted her apartment and basement into a showroom. She packaged and shipped products from her home with the help of her boyfriend. She got off to a good start and made around $4 million in the first year of the business. Today she's worth over $1 billion, and for her, she's only getting started. Number 3. Gymshark. Gymshark is a UK-based fitness company sensation started by a 19-year-old Ben Francis in 2012. Ben is a fitness fanatic who started a company with his schoolmates from his parents' garage. He started by selling supplements but would later delve into making apparel. Ben designed the apparel, while his mother, who was skilled at sewing, helped him put the apparel together. To get started, he used his life savings of around £1,000 to purchase his first printing machine. In their early days, they made around £500 worth of sales daily, but nowadays, Gymshark makes millions of dollars in yearly sales and is currently worth over $1 billion. Number 2. Wayfair. Now with over $14 billion in revenue, Wayfair was started from the apartment of Steve. The idea was born when Steve and Niraj, long-term partners and college roommates, decided to analyze the internet and see what people were searching for. The latter found an opportunity to plug into the high demand for home furniture. Today, their platform offers 14 million items for sale from over 11,000 global suppliers. What started in an apartment of one of the co-founders is now worth billions. Number 1. Patagonia. Patagonia may be known for selling outdoor clothing today, but it started by selling hand-forged mountain climbing gear. Patagonia was founded by Yvon Chouinard, a renowned mountain climber who taught himself how to blacksmith and make mountain climbing tools. He started by crafting these tools in his parents' backyard and later set up a small shop in the same backyard to sell the tools he made. From 1957 to 1963, he sold this equipment alone until he met his partner, Tom Frost, in 1965. Yvon Chouinard and Tom Frost set out to improve the product line of the company and introduced outdoor sportswear. Their sportswear product line is successful and now is the major product of Patagonia today. They make hundreds of millions yearly in revenue from their sportswear. Which of these stories did you like more? Tell us in the comments section.